Thank you, Dustin. And we do start tonight at 5 o'clock with breaking news. A man shot along I-465. This happening right now on the northwest side.
Indiana State Police tell us it happened while he was driving eastbound near Michigan Road. Karen Campbell is live at Ascension St. Vincent on 86th.
And Karen, I understand that you've learned that the man ended up going for help near 96th Street and Meridian after this incident.
Yeah, that's right. And, we are still getting information in from Indiana State Police. Now, again, we were told he was taken to the hospital by ambulance at 96th Street. Now, just to back up a little on this timeline, Indiana State Police is telling us this shooting on the interstate allegedly happened between 1:20 this afternoon and 1:40 this afternoon. Now, they also tell us the victim, the driver of that vehicle, called 911 to say that someone else had shot him while they were driving on the interstate. That's, again, that happened at Michigan Road. So investigators say he drove himself to the closest exit, which would have been Meridian Street and 96th Street. That's where we saw that black SUV in the parking lot of the strip mall, sort of near an Arby's and a Starbucks and a gas station. Indiana State Police investigators were on the scene, crime scene investigators analyzing the vehicle. We were there. We did see at least one one bullet that was in the passenger side of that vehicle. So, investigators are piecing all of this together. They're speaking with the victim to get more information so, that they can help find this suspect who allegedly fired shots at this victim's vehicle, again, on the northwest side, I-465. Now, also, there is a number that Indiana State Police want people to call. They want to know if you were in the area between 1:20 and 1:40, again, 465 near Michigan Road. They want you to call this number because if you've had a dash cam video on your car, maybe you might have picked up something, or maybe you know someone who might have been driving in that area. Here's a number they want you to call. It's 317-899-8577. Again, they're trying to piece together all of this information to determine, how this victim was shot. Now, we do know, again, he is in stable condition at this time at Ascension St. Vincent. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Karen Campbell reporting live tonight on the north side. And now we have more breaking news to bring you. This time we're moving over to the east side.
And that's where a body was just pulled from a retention pond. Logan Gay is live at the scene. And Logan, you actually spoke with police in the last few minutes. What did they tell you?
Well, Felicia, they're calling this a death investigation, and they say they found a body behind the homes across the street in a pond. Now, right now, they're still investigating, and so it's still very on. So there wasn't very many details they could tell us, but what they did tell us is that it appears to be an adult. They can't confirm whether it's male or female or the specific age or how the person got in the pond, but they did say that another neighbor saw the person in the pond and called it in. Like I mentioned, this is still an ongoing investigation, and there are still several police officers here and a fire crew, and the Indiana Conservation Office just appeared. So once we get more information, we will get that to you as soon as possible. But again, they're calling this a death investigation, and a person was found in a pond in this neighborhood. Felicia?
All right, Logan Gay reporting live for us tonight from the east side. Thank you so much. And now an update on a cold case. The family of a murder victim from the early 90s now tonight finally is getting some long-awaited answers. 19-year-old Carmen Van Huss was raped and murdered way back in 1993.
And her killer was never found. That changed this past weekend. IMPD announced an arrest in the case of a man police say used to be Van Huss's neighbor.
Our Emily Longnecker heard from the family today about this long-awaited moment.
Yeah, the name of the suspect was never uttered today. Instead, the focus stayed solely on Carmen Van Huss, who was only 19 when she was murdered, and her brother today spoke about the life she never got to experience.
Carmen Van Huss was still in college, her whole life still ahead of her, when someone raped and murdered her inside her Northwest Indy apartment. Her father found her body. He died in 2002, never knowing who was responsible for his daughter's murder. Tuesday, Carmen's brother spoke about finally having answers.
For my dad to have to find his daughter after what was brutally done to her makes this day bittersweet. I wish he was here to see it.
The announcement of a break in the case and an arrest of a suspect in Missouri comes after years with no answers. In 2015, investigators tested DNA samples from the scene with no results. Almost a decade later, police say advancements in DNA technology combined with the use of information found in genealogy databases, brought new leads that eventually led police to a suspect in Missouri. Almost a decade later, police say advancements in DNA testing combined with the use of information found in genealogy databases brought new leads that eventually led police to a suspect in Missouri.
Obviously, we wanted to offer a solution and just kept working it, and technology and DNA constantly evolves, and so it was the DNA test in 2015 was definitely different from this type of testing.
Now Carmen's family is hoping the same testing advances that helped solve this case can allow other families to someday stand where they are now.
I do have hope that any similar case with DNA can get this same treatment with the genealogy and everything we have available today. I want all of them to get the same attention and maybe we can have some more outcomes like this.
Coming up tonight at 6, what IMPD is saying about other unsolved homicides and their message for other families still looking for answers and justice. In downtown Indianapolis, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Now, the suspect in this case, Dana Shepard, is facing 2 counts of murder and 1 count of rape. He's currently being held in a Missouri jail, awaiting for a hearing to determine when he will be brought back to Marion County to face those charges.
And now another huge break and another cold case, this time in Johnson County. It's on Thursday that we're going to learn more about the remains of a man named Michael Davis. He's from South Carolina, and his remains were found more than 30 years ago, just south of I-65 and County Line Road. Investigators just made a positive ID. We're going to be at the news conference Thursday, let you know what we learn. We also have more on this cold case online at WTHR.com.
5:05, it's Tuesday, and it was a beautiful day outside. It was very much like yesterday, but I think we got a little warmer.
We have a little bit of a cloud cover out there right now.
Yeah, and we're 75 to 80, so very similar to yesterday at this time. We're going to warm it up as we head through the next couple of days. So if you've missed the 80s, they will be back starting tomorrow. Bit of a warm up, and our next rain chance is what we're keeping an eye on as we head into the next several days. Back at work and school today, temperatures in the mid 70s, 75 Morris Reservoir, 75 Bunker Hill, 76 Connorsville, and 75 degrees in Greensburg. Mix of sun and clouds should make for a really nice sunset this evening. We're close to 70 all the way through 8 o'clock, and then eventual temperatures, much like this morning, will be down into the 50s. Might have a couple of 40s across the northern section of our viewing area, but nothing weather-wise to slow you down out the door on a Wednesday morning. Sunrise is at 7:16. It will be quiet. It will be cool. So if you needed a sweatshirt this morning, might need another one tomorrow morning. Won't need it tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures will climb into the mid 70s midday, and highs tomorrow afternoon in the low to mid 80s. We go even warmer as we hit Thursday. Next couple of days will be dry as we look ahead to Friday. That's when rain chances increase. This rain chance will be along a cold front that will bring a dramatic change to our weather pattern. So gradually warming up. 80s the next couple of days. More on that temperature drop coming in a few minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Angela.
And a big tribute today for an Indiana icon.
Absolutely. A ceremony drew leaders from all around the country to here to Indianapolis today, all to remember and honor former Senator Richard Luger here in his hometown of Indianapolis.
Matthew Foltz shows us how the late political leader is being honored for the impact he made around the world.
Applause filled the air as the new Richard Luger Monument made its debut in the Circle City.
He truly put Indianapolis on the map like it had never been before.
A monument 5 years in the making, honoring the legacy of one of the country's most influential politicians. Luger got his start as mayor of Indianapolis from 1968 to 1976, working to get Hoosiers employed.
I would like to see accomplished not only these immediate goals that we're talking about of full employment for all of our people.
Before serving as U.S. Senator for 36 years, at one point even running for President of the United States. The unveiling brought together leaders who knew Luger well, including former Vice President and Indiana Governor Mike Pence, as well as former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice.
My hearings went on, shall we say, for quite a long time. The patience that he showed as chair of Senate Foreign Relations, making sure that everybody was heard to the fullest.
Governor Eric Holcomb and even former President George Bush sending messages to pay tribute.
He was a man who studied the issues deeply, and he was a man who acted on what was best for the country. He's a principled senator.
Luger helped shape politics in D.C. and is remembered for working to get everyone on both sides of the aisle working together for a common goal.
Over time, a lot of people, Republican, Democrat, black, white, all the dualisms of the time came together to say, we're going to build a great city.
Richard Luger, a man that will forever be remembered while standing tall here in the Circle City. Reporting in downtown Indy, I'm Matthew Foltz, 13 News.
Thank you, Matthew. And just a few minutes ago, we learned that now the statue is in place at its permanent new home, Luger Plaza. That's on the south side of the City County building in downtown Indianapolis. The city is certainly hoping that people will go by and stop by and remember and ponder Luger's impact. We do have new and staggering numbers that show a growing problem right here in Marion County. Last month, 103 pedestrians were hit by a driver. 7 of those people died.
It's the worst month the city has seen since Indy Ped Crisis started tracking incidents 2 years ago. And tonight, Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick shares why finding a solution isn't so simple.
It's a scene we continue to see across Indy. Police investigating a pedestrian hurt. And new numbers show it's getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, it continues to just shock me.
According to the founder of Indy Ped Crisis, August saw a record number of people struck by drivers. The previous record was back in April with 77 incidents. Last month, 103 incidents with 7 people killed.
When I started this 2 years ago, if you had told me we would hit 103 reports in a month, back then, I would have told you were crazy.
So what's causing this spike? No one has a perfect answer. That's why 13 News set up our camera at the intersection of College and Mass Ave. According to this map that tracks incidents, it's a dangerous hotspot for pedestrians. Within an hour, we saw distracted drivers and distracted pedestrians. Some on their phone, others running red lights, and a few speeding, proving it's not just one thing driving the crisis, which means finding a solution isn't so simple. In the last year, the city and community have tried new ways to reduce crashes, including tactical urbanism projects and the approval of a Vision Zero task force, whose goal is to eliminate traffic fatalities by 2035. However, Eric and others want to see more immediate action to curb this dangerous trend.
We need to be looking at those short-term initiatives that we know are successful.
We also took our questions to the mayor. In a statement, he tells us the city continues to improve its infrastructure, but admits there is more to do, touting his 2025 proposed budget that looks to invest more in pedestrian safety, including money for a Vision Zero administrator. You can read his full statement right now on our website at WTHR.com. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.